Hey, what's going on? This is Alex from Land Rover Tech, and today I'll show you how to replace rear brake pads and rotors on your Range Rover and Range Rover Sport in step-by-step guide. We have electronic parking brake in the rear. In order to decompress the calipers, we have to activate service mode. So let me show you how to do it. It's a little tricky, so take your time. Ignition on, press parking brake button, wait for 2 seconds, then accelerator, 2 more seconds, off, on, and you will see the sign on the dashboard. For this job you will need a jack, brake caliper tool set, a hammer, screwdriver or pick tool, whatever you have, 15mm wrench, socket wrench, breaker bar, 13 and 15mm sockets, Torx 50 socket, 22mm socket, brake caliper grease, metal brush, brake cleaner, and a jack stand. I just found another trick how to put the Range Rover into jacking mode. The engine is off, warning lights is on. Everything you need to do is hold lights button and unlock button. And now we're ready to jack up the car. Loose the lug nuts first. Don't forget to put jack stands, it's your safety. And now you can remove the wheel. Using 17mm wrench, hold the slider in place and loose 13mm bolt. On top. The same thing on the bottom. Remove the brake pad wear sensor. Just wiggle it a little bit. Yep. And now we can take out the caliper. And put it on the side. Using a screwdriver, remove the brake pads, slide them out, and remove brake pad retainer clips. Those ones are dirty. Next step is to remove those 2 bolts. You can use 15mm wrench. And one on top. take off the bracket. The rotor is held by Torx 50 bolt, so simply unscrew it. If the rotor got stuck, just hammer it out from this side, just something like that. I don't want to do it because I don't have new rotor to install, so I'll try to do it carefully. Here we go. Here's the rotor. Before installing new rotors in, clean the surface with metal brush and brake cleaner. Don't forget to clean your new rotors with brake cleaner because most likely they will have a protective oilish layer. Clean the spots where brake pad retainer clips go. If you don't have new clips, clean them too. And slide them back. To compress the piston, I'm using brake caliper rewind tool. Put it in place. And then compress the piston. And now we're ready to put all back together. Put the new rotor in. Torx 50 bolt. Next step is to install the caliper bracket. $15mm socket. And then the bottom one. Yep. Before installing the brake pads, lubricate brake pad retainer clips with just a little bit of grease. slide new brake pads in. And put the caliper in place. If you don't have new bolts, you have to use thread glue to prevent losing them. 13mm socket and 17mm wrench. In order to replace the sensor, using a screwdriver or pick tool, simply remove it from the slots all the way to the connector. Here you can find the brake pad sensor connector. So after you remove the wiring, simply disconnect it and plug in the new one and install it the same way you removed the wiring. After you put the wiring back, just slide it into the inner brake pad. That's it. Don't forget to remove the jack stand. In order to put the caliper in place, we have to push the brake pedal till it gets hard. That's it. And now we are ready to disable the service mode. It would be the same procedure, but instead of pushing the button, you have to lift it up. So ignition on, lift up the parking brake button, 2 seconds, accelerator, 2 seconds, off and on. You will hear the electric motor. And now we're good to go. Start the car and drop down the suspension into the normal height. That's it, guys. If this information was helpful, please help me with thumbs up button. For more DIY Land Rover tips and off-road videos, subscribe and stay tuned. Thank you guys for watching and have a great day.